So good morning. I hope you're all having a great day, and today I'm going to share this triangle card with you. I think it's so pretty, and it's, as usual, easy to make. And I say that a lot, but I try to choose cards that are not too complicated, because I know how that is when you're trying to follow somebody. Oh, she's on her way. Okay, great. We'll just talk a little bit. If you haven't taken advantage of the sale on the designer series paper and cardstock, it's just a couple more days until, let's see, what is today? The 26th. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. So 5 more days. And most of them are in stock. There's a couple that aren't, but most of them are in stock. And the ones I'm using today are in stock. So, hi. Well, what's more important, huh? Thanks for joining, Rebecca. So this is the card we're going to make, and I call it a triangle card. I didn't really see a name for it, but I saw it on Lisa Freeman's site, and she used this paper, and so I thought, oh, I haven't used that paper very much. I need to use it. So the paper, well, I'll show you. I'll show you all the dimensions. So we'll start with the dimensions. We're using Blackberry Bliss, and it's 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. Yeah, I do too. I love this paper, and I haven't used it enough, so I really do need to use it more before it's gone. The one thing that I noticed doing this card is sometimes you think, well, what am I going to do? What colors am I going to use? Look at the paper, the back of the paper, and it will show you the colors, and so you can kind of combine them that way. So this is what I did with this. This is Blackberry Bliss. And then that's the card base. And then we're using white, basic white, for the inside of the card. And that's 5 1/4 by 4. Hi, Beth. Thank you for joining. So this is basic white for the inside, 5 1/4 by 4 inches, with a strip of Garden Poetry DSP, which is the one we're using today, 4 by 3/4 of an inch. 4 inches by 3/4 of an inch. So that goes along there. That's for the inside. And then the second layer on the card is Blackberry Bliss, and that is 5 1/4 by 4. So 5 1/4 by 4 for the Blackberry Bliss. And then we're going to use a piece of basic white, which is 5 inches by 3 3/4 inches. So 5 inches by 3 3/4 for basic white. And then the Garden Poetry Designer Series paper is 3.5 by 3.5, and then we're going to cut that diagonally. Thank you, Dina. Good to see you here. Thank you. Yes, I think you'll enjoy this. And I, of course, made a bunch of other ones. So the first thing I'm going to do to start out is cut this on the diagonal. So you can see here's one side, and then I turned it over, flipped it over. So this is the other side, and I cut it, I put that there. So I'm just going to cut that on the diagonal. Line it up in the gully, and then we're going to use it like this. So this will be on the card like this. So, like that. So, okay, let's start by getting the cardstock prepped. So I'm going to, this is Blackberry Bliss. And then we're going to put the Blackberry Bliss, Berry Burst, that's Berry Burst, not Berry Bliss. Getting my berries mixed up. So Blackberry Bliss goes right here. And then we'll set that aside, and we'll work on the basic white. So this will go here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what I used. So For this one, I'm going to use the Nature Symphony, and I'm going to use this stamp right here. And I'm going to stamp off. I'm using Berry Burst, and I'm going to ink it up, and then I'm going to stamp off. So, because I don't want it real dark, I just want it light behind the sentiment. So I'm actually using a piece of our grid paper, and I'm gonna actually, I'm going to put that there, and I'm going to stamp off twice. So ink it up, stamp off twice, and then just a little bit. So it's just a kind of a background for the sentiment, so it's not quite so stark. White. This is a good thing to do with a lot of things if you're, you know, using it and don't want it to be too white. So then I'm going to stamp the Happiest Birthday, and this is from Phrases and Frames, and I'm going to do that in Blackberry Bliss. So my stamp is getting a little, it's getting a little used, and so with these photopolymer stamps, you can take them and wash them in warm soapy water, and it will help to bring back the stickiness so they'll stick. Mine's getting a little bit used, and so that's what I'll do. After class, I'll go through and I will wash it with warm soapy water, so then it will stick better and it will stick to the acrylic block. So that's that. Okay, now we're going to take the triangle and we're going to put that right here. And then I'm not going to put it down yet until I make sure I've got it where I want it. So it looks like it needs to go over just a little bit. And you can see that this one is this way, and then I'm going to put this one with the point right there. So that will be it. So I'm going to add some. I'm going to put this over here so I don't get it all over my glass mat. Sometimes I get out here and I have so much glue on my glass mat I have to wash it. So I'm going to put that right there. And then we're going to put the seal on the other side. And then this will go right here. So that's the front. So then this will go on here. And like that. So that's that. Now I cut out a flower from the Fern and Flora set. So I used this flower right here. This flower right here from the Fern and Flora. And there is a matching coordinating die, which is right here. And so I'm going to, I cut that out. I stamped it in Memento ink, and then I colored it with Berry Burst and Granny Apple Green. And then I'm going to stick it right here, and I'm going to stick it down with dimensionals. It just kind of adds a little bit of color and kind of draws everything together. And then we will put the basic white in the inside, and I used, again, Phrases and Frames, which is such a wonderful set. If you don't have it, I really recommend you get it, because it's got Sympathy, has Birthday, Thinking of You, just so many. A Happy Anniversary. So that's the card. But we are going to add some of the Dreamy flowers, and these come in the Berry Burst, the pink and the white. So I'm going to use the Berry Burst just with the small ones. And this one will go down here. I always like to add just a little bit of bling so that it just dresses it up. So that's the card. Quick and simple, so easy. Oh, and this, I don't think I told you that this piece is 3.5 by 3.5. Yes, you're right. Adds focus to the front. You're right, Rebecca. So this one is 3.5 by 3.5. I don't think I told you that. So if you ever, I usually put the measurements down below after the class. But if you ever want to, if you go through and look at it again, what I do is I put all of the products I use, and then I load it to YouTube, and so you can always find it on YouTube on my channel, which is Jan Stamping Creations, and you can find the measurements there because I put them in actually on the video. So anyway, that's that. And you know me, gotta make some more. So here are the extra ones I made. So the first two, I actually used the same paper and I just did different colors. Background stamp, that is from Nature's Symphony. Nature's Symphony. Can't even talk. Nature's Symphony. That's that stamp right there. Nature's Symphony. Can't talk. Okay, so this one uses crushed curry and pumpkin pie. And then I use the crushed curry and pumpkin pie piece here. And then this one is Calypso Coral and Poppy Parade and Calypso Coral, and then with the coordinating. And this is Thinking of You, and that is from the Phrases and Frames, Sending Prayers and Heartfelt Sympathy to You and Your Family. I just love that set. It's just wonderful. And these are the Golden Glow in color dots. And then I used the crushed curry there. So, and this one is actually using Fern and Flora. This is the Fern and Flora bundle. Thank you for you. Thank you. Where is it? Get up here. So it's thankful for you. And then on the inside, you make the world a better place. So that was a fun one to do too as well. So that's that one. Those three are from the Garden Poetry. Set those there. And then this one is using the Velvet Meadow with a different color scheme. It doesn't have the berry burst in it. So this is Velvet Meadow. And then the stamp set I use is called Simply Leaves, and it's a one that will be available September 1st. And then I use the Peaceful Pine in color dots on this one. And I colored this with Soft Sea Foam and Granny Apple Green. I love this paper. It's all velvety, so pretty. And then this one is Valley and Bloom Designer Series paper. And I used Coastal Cabana and Peaceful Pine. And then the Happy Birthday to You and Sending Love is from Framed Violets. So this is Coastal Cabana, and then I used the Peaceful Pine, which is also in the paper. So pretty. And this one is Brushed with Beauty, the paper that's, I haven't used it a lot lately, but it's beautiful. And I made this an anniversary card. And I used Calypso Coral and Mossy Meadow, and then Brushed with Beauty. And this is Phrases and Frames again. And these little gold dots are will be available September 1st. And they're all the same size, they're small, which is nice to add for certain things. And so now I've got a couple of sneak peeks. This is the Sunflower, Radiant Sunflower and Sunflower Fields paper. And remember the sunflower embossing folder? I embossed this white piece with the sunflower embossing folder. And then a Hello Friend is from Radiant Sunflowers. And that will be, again, available September 1st. And I use Cajun Craze and Golden Glow. And then I use those dots again. And then the last one is called Mosaic Garden. And this is another sneak peek. This is coming soon. And the Happiest Birthday is from Tile Garden. And then the little leaves are, I think they're from, I'm not sure where they're from. Can't think right now. I forgot to write it down, but these little flowers are so cute, and I just added the gold buttons to the center. And this is from the Fern and Flora right here, and I used Hydrangea Hue, Pretty Peacock, and I did stamp this in Pretty Peacock, and I didn't color them in, I just left them. So I thought that was really kind of unique and pretty. So happiest birthday, and on the inside it's wishing you every good thing. And I see I got some ink on there, so I'm gonna have to use my sand eraser and take that off. So those are the cards that I made, and I hope you enjoyed this. They're very, very easy and simple, and if you haven't taken advantage of the sale, this paper, Garden Poetry, Velvet Meadow, and I'm pretty sure Brush with Beauty and Valley and Bloom are all on sale, 15% off. So if you don't have these, it's a good time. You have about 5 days left on the sale. So thank you, Yvonne. Thank you, Rebecca. Oh, thank you, Diane. Yeah, I know, hard to pick a favorite. I could have gone on and on, but we had company and I couldn't spend a lot of time in here. So thank you. I know the sunflowers, as soon as that comes, you need to get the sunflowers because it's really pretty. And I love the embossing folder that matches. I think that's so cool. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you have a wonderful day and a wonderful week. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to let me know. And again, I will put the measurements below, so if you come back, you'll see the measurements. They're not as easy to read, but I will go through and download this, and I will go through it, download it, and I will put all the measurements on and all the products that I used. So I guess that's it. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and thank you for coming. I so appreciate it. And if you share and let me know, just say shared, I will send this card to someone. Yes, I did emboss the whole white piece. You can kind of see it on the side there. I thought it was so pretty, but you wouldn't have to. You could just do half of it. But anyway, I thought it turned out really cool. I didn't do any of the other ones, and I kind of wish I had after I did this one. Yeah. Thank you, Beth. I appreciate, Beth says they're all so pretty. So I appreciate that, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. And if you have any questions, let me know. Just type them below. Thank you. Have a great day.